Hey, young builders, get ready for a super exciting trip into the world of structural engineering. Today, we're digging into the coolest part of any building, the foundation. Foundations are like the strong feet that keep houses, schools, and giant skyscrapers standing tall and steady. There are all kinds of foundations, each with its own special job to make sure buildings don't wobble or fall. So, grab your hard hats and let's explore these awesome foundation types together. First up, meet the strip footing. Imagine digging a long, shallow trench under a wall and filling it with concrete. That's a strip footing. It's like a strong ribbon that holds up the wall. It spreads the wall's weight over a bigger patch of soil so the ground doesn't get squashed. It also makes a nice flat spot for the wall to sit on. You'll find strip footings under walls in houses or small buildings where the soil is pretty strong. They're long, wide, and ready to keep things steady. Next, say hello to the pad footing, also called an isolated footing. Picture a big flat concrete square under each column of a building. These pads are like little islands that carry the weight of one column all by themselves. They spread the weight out so the ground can handle it without sinking. You'll see pad footings in buildings with frames where each column gets its own tough, square support. Now, let's check out the raft foundation, sometimes called a mat foundation. Imagine pouring a giant concrete pancake that covers the whole bottom of a building. This big slab holds up all the walls and columns like a huge floating mat. It's perfect when the ground isn't very stable or the building is super heavy because it spreads the weight over a giant area. It also keeps the building from tilting if the ground settles a bit. You'll find raft foundations in places with soft soil or for big, heavy buildings. Time for the pile foundation. Picture long, skinny posts called piles that get pushed deep into the ground until they hit really stable stratum or rock. These piles are like super tall stilts that carry the building's weight way down to the tough stuff. They're great when the topsoil is too mushy to hold up a building, and they can even stop the building from being pulled up by strong winds. You'll see pile foundations in places with soft soil or for super tall buildings. Next up is the combined footing. Imagine two or more columns that are so close together they need to share one big concrete platform. This footing is like a shared stage that holds up multiple columns at once. It's used when columns are too close for their own pads or when one is near the edge of a property, so the weight stays balanced without crossing lines. Combined footings keep everything steady and stop the ground from sinking unevenly. You'll find them in buildings with columns packed close together.
Now, let's dive deep with the caisson foundation, also called a pier foundation. Picture digging big, wide holes deep into the ground until you hit super strong soil or rock, then filling them with concrete. These caissons are like giant concrete wells that carry heavy loads down to the tough stuff. They're awesome for holding up huge bridges or tall buildings and can even fight against tipping or sliding. You'll see caissons in places with deep, weak soil and big, heavy structures. Get ready for the basement foundation. Imagine the walls of an underground room, like a basement, doing double duty as the building's support. These walls go deep into the ground and hold up the whole building while making a cool space for storage or play. They also protect against frosty ground in cold places. You'll find basement foundations in houses or buildings where people want an extra room below ground. Finally, let's talk about spread footings. This is a big family that includes strip footings for walls and pad footings for columns. They all work the same way. They spread out at the bottom like a wide shoe to share the building's weight over a larger area. This prevents the ground from becoming too compact and helps the building remain stable. You'll see spread footings in all kinds of buildings where the soil is strong enough to handle the weight. And that's our awesome foundation adventure for today. Aren't foundations the coolest? They're like the secret heroes keeping our buildings safe and strong. Want to learn more about other building parts in a fun, easy way? Zoom over to structural-engineer.odoo.com. There's a whole world of building magic waiting for you, so don't miss out on becoming a construction superstar. Let's keep digging and dreaming big.